Hey, family. I'm Greg, your co host, who's pretending to be your main host. And
I'm Mama, the main host of Mama Unplugged podcast show. Thanks for joining and listening in to this show, whereas we will focus on fun, interesting, and sometimes, dare I say, controversial conversations, combined with the Word of God that helps navigate to drive this present called life.
if you like what you hear, click the follow and enable notifications so you will already have updates to the newest episode. You can write a review and let us know if you are enjoying or perhaps not enjoying the show. Also, you can follow us on Facebook at Mama Unplugged, that's one word, Mama Unplugged, and our website, www.mammaunplugged.com. And again, that's one word, MommaUnplugged.com. There, you can leave a comment, and perhaps your comment will be peppered into our conversations. Now, let's get to the show.
Let's get started. Enjoy.
I have to admit, I don't know how to start this episode off. I have an idea, I have an experiment. Now, if you're willing to follow this experiment, that will be wonderful. But if you can't, please don't, especially with the very first part of the instructions. I don't want you to be unsafe. We want you to remain safe. So for those who can, please do. For those who can't, do not do it. And I repeat, do not do it. All right, here we go. I want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath in and breathe out. We're going to use your imagination. I want you to imagine that you are in 1960s, where the women are wearing their blouse, their skirt, and their high heel shoes. Their hair is pressed, and they have on cat eyeglasses. And the men, they have on their three-piece suit with their button-up shirt and their tie. And they have on wing-tipped shoes with a fedora hat to accessorize. Can you see it? Can you see them? Good, good. This is the era we're going to be talking about on today. What demonstrates being a dreamer? What does that mean? How can we pursue our dreams and continue to flow even when it's costly? And how costly it can be to not follow your dreams. Let's dig into it. Well, Mom, hey, how are you?
Oh, I tell you. You thought I wasn't going to do it.
I did. I thought you weren't going to do it. But you did it. Well. I see.
Well, Gregory, how are you today?
Mama, you know what? I'm a little sad. But I'm okay.
You okay?
I'm okay.
You okay?
So,
all right. Why you sad though?
Because my Chicago Bears lost. Yeah, we didn't make the division.
The growling group.
The growling group. But you know what? It's okay because of what they ultimately showed the world, or should I say the city, the people, the fans, and
the watchers.
The watchers, you know, the company, their company, the NFL, the franchise, they showed that they can get down and get busy. you
You know
know.
what? It was professional entertainment, let me tell you.
For sure. For
Yes,
sure. All the
yes.
way through and through.
Anytime something can raise you up out your seat and you go, yes!
Right.
Especially when there's a touchdown.
Right. That was super, super exciting. And I don't want,
Yeah.
you know what? I hope they don't feel so bad. Like they really let us down, the Chicago fans down, or for that matter, any uh Bears fan. I hope
Yeah,
they don't feel
yeah.
like they did that.
I,
You
I,
know?
I, I'm with you. I hope not either. I mean, how many fans got out there and ran them yards with them?
Absolutely.
There should be some
Right.
clapping going
What they
on
call
in the
that?
stand.
What they call it? Bleacher coaches or sideline coaches.
Okay.
Like, come on now.
The screaming
So
fanatics.
Right. Right. But no, it's all. I understand because I was like that at the TV. I kept getting so frustrated.
Did you?
I'm like, you all can't hear
I'm
me.
so glad you were not down. I'm glad they didn't have their earpiece on you, tuning in to you. I'm just so happy.
But it was good. It was
Okay,
good.
okay.
But
I pray that they still celebrated. Look how long they got to play and everybody watched. It was still worth the parade.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Got all the way to division.
Yes.
And you know, it again, it's just showing how they are definitely going to show that they can do better, that they're going to push forward in the seasons to come. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm glad that nobody was injured during the game.
Can't really say that.
I'm talking about injured as far as taking them off the field and they're not breathing.
Oh, that
when I
one,
say
yeah.
injured, I know that there's going to be some injuries. I mean, guys are knocking each other crazy with the helmet and ramming into. But I'm not saying that. I'm talking about nobody who had to be carried off and pronounced unalive.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful, but there's going to be some pain because of all the bumping and hitting. But after it's all said and done, it was worth it. It was worth it to watch them perform like they did. I really enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see much of it. I'm not that much of a football player. You probably think I am the way I'm carrying on. But
we got to move on. We can't stay on them forever. We'd love to, but we can't.
We owe them a season. Let's give them a season.
Not even. Okay. Next. No. Love you, Bears. Keep it up, boys. Keep it up. Now, I want to dig into the comments. We have some comments.
We got comments. Go to the comment section.
There are two.
Woohoo.
We have one from my aunt.
Which one? You got so
Cynthia
many.
Henderson.
Love you, sis.
And her comment is...
Read on.
It's on our episode, season 1, episode 11. A man, not oh man. Talk about the rapture. That one. She says, to God be the glory. With a heart,
hallelujah.
The podcast. In other words, she loved the podcast and party hat.
Yes.
All right. Woohoo.
Should have brought my party balloon horn.
And then we have another comment, and it's from at the 13887.
Okay.
And that episode that comment comes from season 1, episode 4.
Okay.
Won't Stop Me, featuring Napoleon. And then that person says, I love this episode.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
On behalf of Napoleon, thank you. And don't forget to tell others about it. You don't have to stop. Just listen to him. He said it won't stop him. It won't stop him.
And then we have a new subscriber, and that supposedly I believe that is on our YouTube, and that is Alice Thomas. So we have a subscriber.
Thank you, sis. Thank you so much. I pray that we tell everybody that we're getting comments and subscribing to. I seriously pray that it's touching their heart and changing lives, and not only theirs but others that's listening.
And you know what? Seeing you saying others that are listening, Mom, you will not even believe this.
Tell me
But
anyway.
we have analytics that show that we have at least 28% in Singapore that is listening. And in the United States, it's 71%.
Thank you, Singapore.
Oh, my
Thank
goodness.
you,
We are getting out
United
there.
States. Woo!
We are getting out there. Oh my, this is exciting.
Hallelujah.
I
Hallelujah.
did see that we did gain some followers on Spotify.
Okay.
So yay,
Okay.
that's exciting.
Yes.
But it
Thank you.
yes, but it seems as though Apple is in the winning. We have about
Apple.
42% there.
Wow.
Yes, this is so
Wow.
cool.
I am excited. I'm
Let's go. So,
excited.
you all, we're still
Thank
on
you
that
all so
road.
much.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're still
Yes.
on that road to 1K. Come on,
Yeah.
we can do this. Let's
Yeah.
go. We got
Yeah.
this. You got this. Just hit that like button, click,
Hit,
click,
hit it. Hit it.
and
Hit it.
love it.
Hit it.
Like.
Hit it. Hit it.
And what are you doing over there? What is
Hit it,
that?
hit it, hit it.
What is
Click, click, click,
that?
click, click, click. Tap, 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 tap.
Right, right. And then
Hit that
share
button. Hit
and
that button.
and then share it. You have to share it and tell everybody. Tell and comment and let us know how you loving it. You can see we're excited to read these things and give
Yes,
the
yes,
feedback. I
yes,
love that.
yes,
So
yes,
let's keep it up. Let's keep going. Keep spreading the
yes,
podcast, the show, the
yes, yes,
encouraging words, the edification of God's kingdom, because
yes,
this is what
yes.
it's all about, folks.
There it is.
The life of an entrepreneur is
Yeah.
work, 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 pay, 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 work, pay,
Yes,
work, pay,
yes,
work,
yes,
pay, pay, pay,
yes.
pay, 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 pay.
Yes.
So,
I'm looking forward to the
man,
dividends to bless God.
absolutely,
Yes, I'm looking forward to that.
absolutely. So
Yeah.
this is exciting that we're moving into that range.
Yeah.
But in order for us to keep going there, that's why I said it's so important
Mhm.
that we have that interaction with our listeners and
Yes.
adding more family members onto the MUP family.
Okay.
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 So
Okay.
going on to that 1K, that's
Mhm.
great. We got to keep reaching those higher levels. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So let's get it. Let's keep going.
Yes. Yes.
Now,
And you know, Mama Unplug is aptly MUP, right? MUP. MUP.
Mup.
MUP.
Mup. Now, see, I don't want to call it. I
Not
thought
muff, but mup.
wait. I thought about the names. I really thought about some short names. That's why I said
MUP.
MUP family,
Yes.
because I didn't want to call them Muppets.
Yeah, no.
I didn't want to say
no.
Muppets.
MUP. Mama up. Mama up.
I love that. I love it. So what y'all think? What do you think? You give us some ideas, because maybe, MUP family is not giving that for you all.
I like
so tell
it.
me what y'all
I like
give.
MUP family, but
You
I
think
know
you like-
we'll wait to hear. We'll wait to hear back. Hit us
Okay.
up in the
Yeah,
comments.
tell us what y'all think y'all should be called. Let us know, because I don't want to offend y'all. Because listen, I'm telling you, Muppets. That's on the tongue.
No, they're not gonna be Muppets. They're not gonna be Muppets.
Okay. So, mama.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I was thinking, right?
Uh-oh. Dangerous
Scary.
pastime. Dangerous pastime.
But I was thinking,
again.
I did something that we did an episode last week. And I have to be honest and say, for those who listened, if you notice, you go back on there, it was gone.
Announcement.
Oh no, not an announcement. But the reason why I have to be honest and say the reason why I took it down, because I started actually to get a little bit convicted in my spirit about that particular episode.
Okay.
I'm definitely not going to go back into that episode.
Yeah.
But I will say the conviction came because I don't think that's what God would have wanted.
Okay.
For remember, the Bible does tell us that there is now for no condemnation to those who are in Christ Jesus.
There you go.
And it is not my job to condemn anybody or to make anybody feel less than themselves.
Yeah.
Especially if they are at least trying to live the life, right?
Right.
Who am
right.
I? Who am I to actually do that? I mean, honestly, I have my own faults. And I'm not judging, wasn't judging, but I was in the moment of my humanity and carnality and not thinking, whoa, wait a minute, what are you releasing? And, especially into the ears of God's children. Now, they may just be MUP or MUP family, but they are God's children.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to send that continuously through, right? Although it still affected me, that's something that I have to work in with God. I have to work out with God. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine. That's completely fine. But
Yeah.
I took the episode down for that cause.
Mm-hmm.
Ironically,
Okay.
it leads us to today's episode. Now,
Okay.
in today's episode, we are discussing dreams. You would say, what does that have to do with what you recorded last week and taking it down?
Those that probably heard it.
Those that probably heard.
Mm-hmm.
But it has a lot to do with being bold, being empowered
Mm-hmm.
to be able to live out your dream,
Mm-hmm.
no matter the cost.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is a cost if you don't live out your dream.
Yeah.
And there is a cost that if you do live out your dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just depends on what side of the spectrum you're going to be on, right? Now,
Breathe.
I want you to tell me, right, breathe it in, breathe it out. But I want you to tell me something, because it's not always about me.
Are you wanting from me, or are you talking to your
No, I'm
our
talking to
sister?
you.
Okay.
I'm talking to you.
Okay.
Now, tell me something that you have been dreaming to do but never really did it. You're like almost in the process of completing that dream. Tell me, it doesn't matter what dream it is. I'm just curious. What is it that you know what? Take that question back. Let me take that question back, and I'll actually say it this way. What is something that you have accomplished that you had dreamed about when you were in your younger years?
Falling in love with Jesus.
Minus that. That's too easy. That's too easy. That's too easy.
Oh, sweetheart, no, because see, so much happened in my life.
No,
I still
no, I don't want you
let
to
me
go
say this. Let
there.
me say this. Let me say this. I had to say that because so much happened in my life that if I didn't have that love of him in my heart, there's a whole lot I would not have accomplished. What is something that I accomplished when I was younger that I wanted to accomplish by the time I got to the age I am now? And one thing that I always say is just living, Gregory. I'm not one to.
That's not true. I
I'm
don't
not.
believe that. I'm sorry.
I'm not one. I am not one to consistently say a certain goal, which is not. That's the bad part of me. I don't. I should probably maybe I should set goals, but I don't set them. I just try to. If I start on something, I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to finish this.
What about
It's
school,
almost
Mom?
like that.
What about school? Didn't you say
I
you
didn't
wanted
think
to
of
go back?
I didn't think. Okay, you said when I was younger. When you saying younger, I'm thinking you're saying like in my high school years or
Yeah.
something like that. That's I'm being honest. I didn't. But as far as going back to school, when I went back for my bachelor's degree, it was
Mhm.
because of an event. Like I said, I go whatever happened in the day. Then I
Mhm.
set my goals within that day, or if I have a goal, an example school, then that means I have to go all of those years to complete whatever school it is. An
Mhm.
example, high school, go 4 years. College, go 4 years, or whatever the degree is that you're going for.
Mhm.
So when I decided to go back to school to get my bachelor's degree, am I saying that correct? Because I sometimes just
Mhm.
throw it off
You said it
wrong.
right.
Say,
You said it
okay.
right.
When I went back to school, it's because I was teaching a Sunday school class. I was over the youth group at the
Mhm.
church. And one young man, I talked so well about be having life with Jesus and the reason why you should try to live so in the way that he lived and let your life represent him, until a 5-year-old told his 6-year-old friend. The 6-year-old was actually the member of the center that the faith center that we were attending.
Mhm.
And he told his friend that he wants to go and be with Jesus. He's talking about like he said, and I asked him, the
Wait, well,
6-year-old
I'm
brought
sorry. What
him
does
to
that
me.
mean? Like is he saying
This
like his
I'm getting ready.
salvation?
I'm getting ready to satisfy. I'm getting ready to satisfy that answer, but it's not going to be too satisfying when I tell you what he meant.
Mm.
I said when the 6-year-old brought him to me, and I asked the 5-year-old, so what do you mean by that? Why do you say that? And he said, because life has to be so much better with Jesus than it is right now.
Oh
I just want
my.
to go and be with Jesus. And when he said that, it tore my heart because I could look in his face and I can see him. He wasn't happy. He really had not been happy.
Mm-hmm.
Evidently, in the life he was going through a moment of children picking on him in school. I
Mm-hmm.
think there was a little bit of a situation going on at home as well. I think for that 5-year old, to him, everything is his world. So wherever he was, which was probably just home and school, it was as if nothing was really making him happy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a bad thing. I really think that that was a bad thing for him. And so because I hadn't had any school with that, I looked over to you because you had your degree in behavior science.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, Gregory, come over here and say something to him because I had to gather myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I went back to school. See, I hadn't said I wanted to do that when I was in high school. Now, when I was in high school,
Mm-hmm.
I said I wanted to be a stenographer because I love to type. Matter of fact, when I finally got my first job and I was working at the bank, I was working in word processing because my typing was so fast. I typed 103 words
Oh my
in
gosh.
5 minutes, and I only had 3 errors.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I
Smoking.
love I love to type. I love to type. And so what happened was I was sitting in word processing, and you all don't have that computer right now, but there was a computer called Wang, WANG.
Okay.
And I thought that the woman was typing behind me. And so the printer was the printer was the thing that I was hearing. I thought that was her.
Mm-mm.
I started typing, trying to beat the computer. I
Oh my
didn't
gosh.
know.
So wait a minute, I have to ask this question for description. So the computer was like a computer, or was it like a big keyboard? Like
It
what,
was
how
like
was it?
it looked like, okay, let me tell you what it kind of favored a regular printer.
Okay.
The paper was coming out as it was typing. Yeah, as she was, she
Mm-hmm.
must have pressed enter or something.
Okay.
She had to have pressed enter. And when she pressed enter, it would just start to whatever it was that she had typed in the computer, it started coming out on the paper. And I'm thinking she's typing because at that time, um, when I would type on the typewriter, they had just started where you could look and see the little glass just above the keyboard, and
Mm-hmm.
you could see the words that you type. We couldn't look up at the screen. It was a real tiny screen that was actually on the keyboard of the typewriter. So you type a couple of sentences and you could go back, and if it's not right, you can hit delete or whatever on the typewriter and make that correction. But once you hit enter and
Mm-hmm.
that sentence or those two sentences typed, the only way you could do that was correction tape. And
I was about to say, what's correction tape?
it
I
was
know,
like
but
a paper. It was a piece of paper about the size of tape, a regular piece of tape, but it had white out on it
mm,
where you put the correction tape in there, hit the letter, and it makes the letter disappear. It's like it
oh
makes it white.
wow.
Yeah. And then you could hit the letter that you want. Like if you meant to hit E, but you
Mm-hmm.
hit O, you go back and use your correction tape, hold it in the typewriter, and hit the key. You get rid of the A and put the E, or whichever letter I just said, put the E in there. It was like that.
Okay.
It was
Wow.
really cool.
So
So,
you
but I was sitting there racing a printer. So let me correct myself. That's how I got to 110 words a minute.
what?
That's how I
By
got to
racing a
I
computer?
was
I
racing
mean, a printer?
I was racing a printer which was actually connected to her computer.
That
I did not
is
know that.
wild.
Yeah, I did not know that. I was like, "Oh, I'm going to beat you." And do you know I did that every day? And in word processing, you had to type letters, you had to type documents.
Okay.
I was typing documents and letters. I did so well, they had me to work in wire transfer. When there was a deadline time, there's a certain
Yeah.
amount of money that have to go to banks, and certain things that you have to send out to other countries to get for banks and finance companies to even out at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They would come and get me to hurry up and type and send stuff out, and I would beat the deadline every time.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah. I can you tell I
So,
love to type. So when I was in high school, I wanted to be a stenographer, and I kind of lost that zeal to a certain degree because I got caught up in working part time at
mhm.
Internal Revenue. I was a junior receptionist, and instead of following my heart with stenography, I was in the production department where they were actually making business cards
Oh
and they were
wow.
actually printing out marketing material.
Uh-huh.
That's where
That
my
is okay.
my zeal
So
switched over from stenography to
yeah.
that to
But don't you
graphics.
see how that kind of okay? I now the question is kind of taking a little bit of a turn because now it's almost as if I want to take it where set up. You know, it's like your where you believe that your your the planet you had
Mm-hmm.
actually didn't follow through the way that you wanted it to,
Mm-hmm.
but God's plan came into play without you even really knowing, and
Mm-hmm.
it sent you off into this other route
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
now you look at it and you own your own printing business,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
solicitation, I'm just saying, but
Yeah. Yeah.
but you
Yeah.
own your own printing business.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's pretty cool that
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
back he was already priming you
Yeah.
to be where you are today.
Yeah. And then let me throw this in. There was a program um when I was in high school, and at the end of the it was only for the summer, and the youth got paid, and the name of it was Upward Bound,
Mm-hmm.
and it was through the government. You go to college and you take up college classes, and they didn't I like to play the drums too. I'm not trying to say I'm all professional, but I think I can keep a pretty good beat. I think I
um
can do pretty good with the beat.
um
I think I can do pretty good with the
musicians out
beat.
there who know
I
her, you
can
know,
do pretty good with the beat. Come on,
okay,
come on, come
okay,
on. I can do pretty good with the beat, with the drum. Come on, with the
okay,
drum. I can keep up a little bit.
okay.
Here we go. When I went to that class, I wanted when I went to that school, I really wanted to do the snare, but I never got the snare. I would end up with the clarinet.
Mm-hmm.
When I the second year when I went, I end up with the big cymbals. I forget what you call them, the clash cymbals.
Mm.
You know how many pounds I weighed back then? I
No,
weighed about 98 pounds. And I had in
no,
high school. Yeah,
mama,
about 98,
98,
98. I was a very finicky eater.
mom.
I weighed about 98 pounds and they gave me the clash symbol. Hold on a minute. It gets even better than that. I said that they asked me what other class I wanted to take. The
Mhm.
only thing that they had available was TV. I wanted to do art. I wanted to draw or
Wait, hold
they
on.
had, do you see? I'm not done. I'm not done. Check this out. I had not graduated yet, but I was at, this was a different church. The whole family was at, and I was the MC. At the end of the service, a man walked up to me, and I think he was over V103.
Mm.
He gave me his card. He said, "Your voice is perfect for the radio."
No.
He
Oh my
told me
gosh.
your
And here
voice
we
is
are.
perfect for the radio. He said, and I just want you to reach out to me. And so I didn't tell my parents about it. I wish I had.
Oh
But the
man.
person that I told was my boyfriend at the time, which became your father.
Mhm.
And he said, I don't trust it, Dolores. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh.
So I would have been right there
Oh.
with Daryl
Is it
King
Daryl King on
Highway.
the
Yeah,
yeah, Daryl
I would
King
have
on
been
King
right
Highway?
there with her,
Oh
but
my
I did not go.
gosh.
And at that time, when he came to me, I think I was like maybe six, I don't know if it was in between 16 and 18. I'm not sure,
Mhm.
but it was right in there when that offer came to me, and I did not follow through.
Oh
But do you see what I'm saying?
mom.
I never really set goals. I never really had in my head what I wanted to do because
Mhm.
I always wanted to. That's why you said you beg to differ, but I always wanted to leave myself open to change. That's what I was
Oh.
going to tell you.
Okay.
I always left myself, and I think I did it that way so I would never be disappointed.
Mm.
And I will always be ready to change.
Mhm.
So that's the reason why. Yeah.
You never, oh my goodness, you
I
never set
never, I
up anything
never
so you
really.
won't be
But
disappointed
you know
if it
what? The
don't
other
fall
thing.
through.
Well, here's another
But then
thing though.
that kind of happened, right? It
Yeah,
kind of
because I
happened.
have to say, when I was young, as I got a little older, and I was
Hmm.
with the children's church, and they would ask me what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a pediatrician. So see, I have a whole lot of stuff, right?
Yeah,
Now I
yeah.
wanted to be a pediatrician, but a child came in, and the child, when I was sitting at the doctor's office, I was sitting there as an obstetrician. Now I was sitting in the obstetrician office,
Hmm.
and a mother brought the child in, and there was a pediatrician and an obstetrician in the same building, and my heart went out for the child that was so sick I couldn't take it.
Mm,
My heart just poured. I was like, I wouldn't be able to take care of a child because I have too much, I want to say, sympathy.
okay.
So my sympathy was too deep. And you talking about deep sympathy, that was just a little bit too much.
Hmm.
It hurt me so much that I cried inside, and the tears flowed a little bit out. I felt real bad. And then I looked around the room, and I just couldn't deal with children being sick.
Yeah.
And me, if they ever came there, that's the one thing that pushed me back. I was like, if they ever came there and I couldn't help them, what do I do?
Mm.
Well, if I had went to medical school, I would know, right? But at that time, I wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, I was at this moment, I'm expecting,
Hmm.
and my thoughts are not to go to school at that time. It was more like, eventually, what I'm carrying is coming out. This individual is going to come out, and so that's where I was in the middle, Napoleon Jr.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Wow, mom.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot. See, what is it saying? A woman's heart is a sea deep of secrets.
Mm.
Like there are some things that you say I did not know. So to be honest with you,
Yeah.
for the listeners and
You're
for
learning
myself,
too.
I'm learning too because there's things I did not know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Now the follow-up questions are kind of different.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, now that you mentioned that you never really wanted to set goals
Mm-hmm.
because you wanted to leave it open
Mm-hmm.
because you didn't want to be disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I ask you honestly what made you think in that direction that you needed to keep them open so that you won't be disappointed?
One of the things I remember, now I'm really younger. I was in maybe sixth grade,
Hmm.
and it was time to race, and I was the fastest runner. I knew I was the fastest runner,
Hmm.
and I won. And when they told us to do the jump, as short as I was, I jumped the furthest. And when I jumped, I didn't hurt myself at all, but it
Hmm.
was more like, this really isn't something that I want to just do for the rest. I don't want to just do this for the rest of my life. I don't want to
Uh-huh.
be jumping from one thing to another. I attached activities to my
Okay.
life,
Okay.
which is kind of strange because even in high school, I wanted to do, like, it was almost like I want to just be in every sport. I end up being in none because I end up dealing with blacking out. So
Mm.
when the doctors finally realized what it was, they found out that it was low blood sugar. But all the other time they were like, we don't know why I could be just talking and pass out, and
Okay.
they didn't know what that was all about. And to a certain degree, it was kind of strange because although I was a finicky eater, I enjoyed eating sweets when I was younger.
Hmm.
But that wasn't taken into consideration when they were trying to figure out what was going on. So I think at being in sixth grade, it just, my thought was, this is not something I want to do. I probably would have completed being a runner because I enjoyed that. But sometimes I would run and I would just get out of breath. And I'm like,
Hmm.
I'm not sure if this is supposed to happen.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I was the fastest runner in my class, and I never really competed.
Hmm.
It What happened was we all took off with the during recess. The teacher lined up the class, and she said, "Okay, we're just going to see who's the fastest." And I beat everybody.
Oh
I beat the
wow.
girls and the boys. I beat
Oh
everybody.
wow.
And then I had to race again. I think I did a second race. I think that's when I got winded. And
Mm.
I was like, yeah, I don't like this too much. And then when I did the jumping, I had fun with small as I was, I jumped further. I knew, I don't know, it was as if I knew how to make my knees or bounce when I
Hmm.
get ready to jump and bend down. It just gave me that laxicity, if I'm saying it correct,
Okay.
where
Okay.
it would just help me to leap more further than
Okay.
anyone else did. And it was crazy because I was the shortest in my
Hmm.
class. Yet I beat everybody in that jump. So
Wow.
I don't know why, why I wasn't one to always set goals. And I would teachers would always ask, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Hmm.
And I got to the point I just saying I just want to be alive and well.
Not when you were young.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
would just say, because I at
gosh.
first I was saying pediatrician and all this, and everybody else was saying, I was like, I want to be different. I want to be different. I saw how my parents worked in the church, and I said I want to be different. I don't they're not saying that they want to do things for God. So I said
Hmm.
to myself, if I could be alive and well, I can do things that God would want me to do. At
Hmm.
a young age, I was saying this. I just want to be alive.
Hmm.
Just let me be alive and well so that I could be able to help somebody else that might need help. This was me at a young age.
And that's it right there. So
Mhm.
that you'll be able to help
Mhm.
someone else that needs help.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
And
my
that was
heart.
an honest prayer.
Mhm.
That was an honest prayer to God, and that's why He's allowing you to do what you do today, to
Mhm.
be alive and be well,
Yeah.
so that you
Yeah.
continue to help those that
Mhm.
need help.
It's a blessing. And then here I am with the wellness store. I'm not
Exactly.
trying
No
to
solicitations.
yeah,
I
I'm
get
just
it.
saying that's my heart. And
Hmm.
I don't want people to feel like I'm doing it just to get them to buy products.
Yeah.
I'm doing it because I want you to be well. And I
Yeah.
just mean it seriously from my heart because the scripture says for us to be well. I would
Yeah.
that you would prosper even as your soul prosper
Hmm.
and be in good health.
Hmm.
He wants us to be. If he didn't want us to be in good health, he wouldn't have told us, make sure you eat this from this tree, and eat this vegetable, and eat this fruit. He told us to eat that in the garden. That's what's supposed to be making us healthy every day. I'm
Yeah.
not saying I don't eat chicken because I just had some today.
Okay, that was good
I'm
too.
not.
I had some too.
I'm not saying that. But
Hmm.
if you ask me, and you know it already, when you all ask me what I want, I said just sides.
Hmm.
You know I'm telling the truth.
And I'm always telling you, get an entree, Mama. You need an entree. That's some bird food that Alfred cooked. You
Where you
need
at, Alfred? I can
you
use you right
need
about now,
no.
Alfred.
You need some entree. Give me some entree. You
Yeah.
need lard.
Oh no, he didn't. No, he did. Add the lard. Add the lard. I mean, but there are other ways that you can get your protein, even if you eat. I mean, I eat eggs. It's not like I cut everything
Right,
out,
right, right,
but
right.
I just when it comes down to actually eating the meat
Hmm.
thereof,
Hmm.
and it's really strange because I
But
looked up our blood type and it says we're supposed to be carnivores, and I'm like, I am not in a
yum
carnivore.
yum. I love it.
I say I am not in a carnivore.
Carnivore me up. The emphasis on the up. But so, all
So Gregory,
righty.
what were
Wait,
your?
wait, no,
Oh, it's all
no,
about
no, no,
me.
no, no.
It's a, this a me.
I will,
This is a me.
I don't mind sharing mine because I will. Um, but okay, I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead. For me, I have always dreamed of being an attorney. I think everybody who knows me knows that, right? Um, but the thing for me was, did I took the LSAT many times, and I didn't get the score that I wanted to in order to get into the school that I wanted to.
Mm.
And so I gave up. The danger in that. There's some danger there in
Mm-hmm.
giving up,
Yes, sir.
because
Yes, sir.
just like you, when God sets things in motion,
Mm-hmm.
um it stays in that motion.
But he also hears your prayers.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
He does. But it stays in that motion.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, uh, yes, when God sets things in motion, they stay in motion. But we halt the progress sometimes with our stubbornness, with our prayers,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes we ask him to remove a certain thing and he will remove it off of your prayer request,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So for me, I actually did ask him, God, if this is just seemingly too hard, I don't want to keep putting money out there, taking these tests, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going anywhere with it, right? But then he put me on a path to a different way of still practicing law,
Mm-hmm.
and that's in real estate,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And it's just title. I'm in title. And it's
Okay.
so interesting. I still have to deal with all the nuances and all of that stuff,
Legalistic.
legal terminologies,
Mm-hmm.
and you still
I
I
was gonna
still have to
say mamma
review,
jammas.
right, still have to review different things, um and now it's even more legalistic because I'm in foreclosure. So with being in foreclosure of title, you get a chance to deal with a lot of the historical facts about stuff, and deal with the statues and how you it's just really interesting. I don't want to bore everybody about it because I'm a title head and I love the historical things,
Mm-mm.
but like mom, I have to go here. I have to say this. There is in Chicago, there is this title plant where we go in and you
Mm-hmm.
can see all the books and the records from way back when.
Okay.
Those books
Okay.
go all the way back to the 1800s.
Oh wow. Not too far
Mom,
back because of the Chicago fire.
correct, but they
Okay.
even have those books in a separate case,
Oh
and those
wow.
books are called anti-fire.
Okay.
Okay, so there
Okay.
are like several books that they were able to recover.
Mm-hmm.
But oh my goodness, when I tell you going through those books at the
You
county
wear
at
gloves. You put
no,
on a hazmat suit.
unfortunately no. But those books are so large, they're large. They kind of they kind of remind me, I know I shouldn't say that on this, but for those who understand, to just give a mental picture, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Those who know and seen the movie Harry Potter, those big books that they open up and they say all these different things out of it and all of that stuff. That's how big those books are at the title plant. But in the title plant, there were these are deeds, these are trusts that are all the way or people who have signed their name for a piece of property. I'm telling you, when I saw those books and saw the writings, the original handwritings in those books, it is amazing to see this stuff. The plat maps, the how it was all laid out and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It was it is unbelievable how cool that is. But there was this one um title policy that I came across. I'm going to get to the point. There was this one title policy that I came across, and it was in the I want to say it was like 1950s,
Oh my
1960s
goodness.
policy.
Wow.
In there was a, for a subdivision. I can't recall the name of the subdivision. It was such a long time ago since I've seen it, but this is what stuck out in my mind and stayed in my mind.
Yeah.
There was a subdivision in multiples, believe it or not, in Chicago around that time, 1940s, 50s, 60s, where it said certain demographic of people, African American namely, could not coexist in that subdivision. It was whites only. And so
Mm.
it had me thinking, like, whoa, did that really just say that? Blacks are not allowed. So it was quite a jarring moment for me to read and see that stuff.
Mm.
But you see how it was, going back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You see how the trajectory changed. I was still on that path of legal, but just not the way that I've been thinking all this time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does that fire still burn within? Of course it does. Many folks can actually hear it in my voice when I start talking about law. When I start, it's there. But as of now, I'm in that path of learning how to go about it a different route. Okay. Could I foresee myself in the future possibly going back to take that LSAT? Yeah, I can see it.
Why don't you take the score that you have and go
Too
to
old. The
the
score is
score is
too
too
old.
old? Okay,
Yes.
well, get ready.
Right. You say, okay, get ready.
Mm. All right, get ready.
But
But
I
there are
can.
some law schools you don't have to take the LSAT.
Yes, but you still have to take the GMAT, I believe it is, where you still
Okay.
have to take a test to get in. But at the
Okay.
same time, that GMAT score can
Mm-hmm.
get you into a law school, but that law school may not be, is it bar accredited or ABA accredited or something like that.
Okay. Okay.
So, I want to be able to go to an accredited school that way. Especially if I look at their program and their program is saying that look at me going off about that. So yeah, you can hear it. You can hear it in my tone that I really still want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but going now revisiting on the what I saw in that subdivision. Okay, it may and now today in reflection because what's today? Today is
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday.
yes, and it made me think about him. Okay, now for you, I want you to try to remember. Try to remember. Now we're going to play the "I Have a Dream" speech that was given on 8/28, 1963 in Washington D.C. We're going to play that at the end, okay? But I want you to try to remember what it was like, or can you remember what it was like on April 4th of 1968 when they announced that he had been unalived?
I was in the living room and I heard them say, Dr. King is gone.
Mm,
And my thought process was, gone where? Because I was like 8, probably going on 9. This was 68.
yeah,
So I was, yeah,
April 4th.
I was 7 going on 8.
Mm,
So I was like, gone where? But then when they started saying unalive,
mm,
I hid, and all I could hear was a lot of. To me at that time, it was a loud bang. It was loud banging, because in the neighborhood we were in, you really didn't hear shootings, but
mm,
that's what it was. It was gunshots, and you could we were like a block. We were like probably a block. Like on the next block was the grocery store,
mm,
and it wasn't a huge store. It was, but it was decent. It was the neighborhood store. Put it that way. You could hear it sound like glass breaking, and
oh wow.
yeah, it was just really loud. People became angry
Mm,
because of what happened, and then you can hear on the news what was going on, and it was kind of scary to hear something, to hear that going on like that.
mm,
It yeah, that at 7 you're like, or 6 you're like,
yeah, yeah, I
you're
could
not really,
imagine.
yeah, it was scary. I hid behind the sofa. Yeah,
Really?
I hid
Oh
behind the sofa. I
wow.
can't remember where everyone else was. I was in the living room, and I
Mm,
I was like, I remember being on, it wasn't really behind, it was more like beside the sofa, but it,
mm,
it was just up. I was able to be up in a corner, so I was
mm.
okay with I was okay with that.
Oh
I
boy.
can't remember where everyone else was.
Mm,
And I may not have been the only one in the living room. I was in the living room at the time. So I can't remember the exact thing that would happen, because for me, being that young, the fear of this loud popping was,
mm,
you know, that's what
yeah.
got me. And hearing glass break, I'm like, my goodness. I can't even remember.
Mm.
I didn't hold on to that feeling, because it was just, for lack of a better word, jarring for a 7-year old
I
to
could
hear that.
believe it.
Yeah,
If I can almost say it's traumatic. It
yeah.
was a traumatic moment, which is why I asked, what
Oh,
was
wait, wait,
that
wait.
like?
And the news
Because,
kept replaying it, so it didn't
oh
help.
no,
They kept replaying what happened, so it didn't help.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You see,
But
like they
the
normally do
media
today,
is not
right?
thinking about children watching. They're
No.
thinking, get this information out there for the parents.
Hmm.
Not saying only parents, but
Yeah.
for the adults. I'll say it
Yeah.
that way. For the adults to know what's happening around the world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that, and I my point in asking about what that was like. Number one, I wasn't there. Clearly, I wasn't there. I wasn't. What? How do they say? I wasn't even a twinkle in the eye yet. I wasn't even a thought in the human brain. God's
No, I wasn't.
brain,
I promise I wasn't
yes,
thinking about you all.
right, right.
I had already had my baby dolls. I didn't need no children.
Oh no, she didn't. But I asked because that's an interesting thing that not many really talk about. Who were back in that time, they really don't talk about that, and I understand why, because of the trauma that comes with that. But it's nowadays it's needed to be talked about because a lot of the history that we have has been bundled up so buttonly and put a cute little bunny ears on it, and we're gonna call it, it was this, it was that, and it was gone.
He was a
But
civil rights
those,
leader, and then leave it alone.
right,
And the kids are still wondering what is this?
what
What
does
is
that
civil
mean?
rights? Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So with those who have been through it, I'm just like, okay, so like today when we went to go to the restaurant to pick up the food, right? Do you remember that we saw a gentleman who was a veteran, right? And I told you, I said I wanted to um, say to him, "Thank you for your service." He was older, in a wheelchair, and you said, "Go ahead, just do it." And I did it, and it blessed him
Mm-hmm.
to hear a young male tell him, "Thank you for your service."
Mm-hmm.
So I think it is very important in reverse. It is important for the older generation, not saying much about you, mom, but
You weren't
it's,
talking about me anyway. You said older.
oh, okay, great. There we go. Um, but it's important that we hear you all's testimonies, your experience, your stories, because we don't know. We really don't know. And like I said, so much now has been sugar coated that it's erasing the actual event itself and how impactful it was and how real it was.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what caused me to think about all of that, and tying it to dreams, and Dr. King had a dream. He had a dream that we would be united in a country where there is only what people who are judged by the content of their character and not the color of their skin. And that was dangerous because then it led, once civil rights had been given, I'm sorry, once voting rights had been given, then civil rights had been given. Now it was about economical and the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
leveling the economical plane.
Right. Right.
And as soon as he did that, because when he had went to Memphis, Tennessee, on or around April 4th of 19, I'm sorry, excuse me, of 1968, he went there to support the sanitation workers
Right.
strike.
Right.
And it was all about economical divides.
Mm-hmm.
Let's level this plane.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make it uh,
Equal.
equal,
Mm-hmm.
or let's do right by those rights of
Mm-hmm.
economics amongst the people of color or minorities, right? So that was his dream. And I said, sometimes dreams, I was thinking to myself, sometimes dreams, if
Mm-hmm.
not followed, can be
Mm-hmm.
dangerous,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you don't know that there was this movie called Crash. And you remember, this was back in the early 2000s, where this movie Crash had won an Oscar award
Mm-hmm.
or an Academy Award. And I believe it was for Best Picture of the Year. With that movie being in place, the premise of it was that everybody's life is intertwined some way, somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone leads to each other some way, somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So if a person have a dream or a seed that's planted within them, if they don't follow their dream, you don't know who else is connected to that you need to free in order for their dream to be unlocked. So
Mm-hmm.
that can be dangerous. Let alone, even if you do, it can still be dangerous because what if Dr. King had not went that mile? What if Dr. King had not took it upon himself to be that leader for civil rights?
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't have them today.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have them. So it is a danger to dream, to complete your dream. To what do I want to say? It say to have your dream come into fruition,
Mm-hmm.
and or to withhold your dream.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's why I asked you the question in the earlier part of this episode. What was it that you dreamt about that you didn't complete, or better yet, what that you did complete?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I asked that, because it's for, and I appreciate you asking me in return, because now it made me rethink who could I have, what was it that God had placed in me to want to go into law in
Mm-hmm.
order to free someone. It could have been
Yeah.
freeing
Yeah.
someone, and I messed up that opportunity. Right?
Mm.
Well, sorry, whoever that was. No.
Oh, Gregory. Oh, Father, have mercy.
But
Please, Father, have mercy.
but no, for real.
I can promise you, he had someone else in place, and that's the thing
Yes.
that we have to remember. A lot of times we feel like if we don't do it, then God don't have anyone else. But He even said, "I'll have the rocks cry out."
You
So
see,
what make you think that He will just let the situation be undone because you've decided to be a procrastinator?
yeah, exactly,
Mhm.
exactly,
Or change the plans He had for you.
exactly.
We don't
Exactly.
always walk in the plans He had for us, and that's dangerous. And if we ever want to know our goal that we should set, we should talk to Him. He can, if it's deep in you. We watched Sister Act so many times. We know this part. She said, "Girl, if you wake up in the morning and if all you think about is to sing, then you should be singing, girl. Then you should be a singer." So if that's what you think about when you wake up in the morning, I wake up in the morning praying. I wake up in the morning worshiping Him. I wake up in the morning looking for my phone to find scriptures, or I start singing a song because that's where I am.
Yeah,
That's why I am with God. I just want to tell the good news of what He's done. I think people have enough bad news to hear, that they need to hear the good news of Jesus Christ
yes, I agree.
and the love that God has for His so loved. He didn't just love, He so loved the world.
Yes, He did. And with Him so loving the world, Mama, can we conclude this episode? Can you finish us up, please?
I thought she was going to hear.
We are.
Oh, okay.
But
Well, I want to say this. Don't think that because your dream hasn't come true, it still can't. As long as you have breath in your body, you can still do whatever it is that God desires for you to do. Just because you didn't do it when you were 20 don't mean you can't do it when you're 40. And then there are still more ages to come, but don't keep putting it off. Don't find a reason not to do it. Find a reason to do it. And if you're just always open to change, like I was, and it's not about trying to set a goal, but just living every day to make sure each and every day is fulfilled according to God's word, His will, and His way, then that's what you do. And don't feel bad because you don't have a goal. I promise you, it'll come. It'll come, and do like me, make daily goals until it does.
So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today I have a dream that one day down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, one day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, and every hill and mountain shall be made low. The rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is a faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning, "My country, tears of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. And so let freedom ring from the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring from the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. Let freedom ring from the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring, and when this happens, and when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, "Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last."
Don't forget to please go and check us out on all of our podcasts or wherever you can hear our episodes, which is found on Apple Podcast, YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Yes, we're there, y'all. We're getting there. We're on our road to 1K. We need your help. Only you can help us. So just please go on there, share, like, subscribe, follow, and please do leave us a comment. Until then, bye.